Are we starting now?
So what's your name? Yullbrenna.
Fresh meat!
Alright, hey everybody, Yullbrenna here with another Ability Arena gameplay video, and this time we're going to be playing Dr. Kleiner. So Dr. Kleiner, I think, is a better god in the game, but definitely has some times when you can play him and times when you can't. So let's talk about what Dr. Kleiner does. First off, the big change is you can't reroll normally. So whenever you purchase 2 spells in the shop is automatically re-rolled. So again, no re-rolling that you normally do. And then of course, you're going to be selling a lot of spells since you're going to be buying more spells. And anytime you sell spells, when a certain amount are sold, you'll get intelligence, and that is based off of shop level. So you're probably going to want to go max shop level, or at least to shop 4 with this god. And so yeah, you're kind of like, all right, well, what is the benefit to this intelligence? So naturally, your units are going to gain a lot more mana because of the additional intelligence. So you're going to be able to cast a lot more spells. Mana won't be as big of an issue. So with that in mind, you're thinking, okay, well, when is a good time to play Dr. Kleiner? I would say naturally would be when there's not a lot of mana regen in play and there's a lot of high value spells that cost a lot of mana. You're probably going to be the only one going for that. And then of course, if you're going the main way that people play this, which is using Glaives of Wisdom. So if Glaives of Wisdom is in play, Dr. Kleiner is usually a safe bet for play, because Glaives of Wisdom is going to increase your attack damage based off of intelligence.
Certainly a sound investment.
So if one of the attack modifiers, say there's a lot of attack modifiers, maybe not a lot of people are going Glaives of Wisdom, and you can target that, I would highly recommend doing that. It's a good spell, a good attack modifier, you know, and something I really value. So I think Dr. Kleiner is a good play, but I would say make sure Glaives of Wisdom is in play and some high cost mana spells that not a lot of people would be going for. So you can see the reroll mechanic happening here, where yeah, there's some spells that I'd like to purchase and some spells that I'm just not going to be able to. It's an issue, and you kind of just have to make that decision when there's more than 2 spells in the shop that you want to purchase. You're just going to have to live with that and decide what spells are the most valuable for you when playing this god. So in this build, I'm getting a lot of spells popping up with Essence shift, so that's kind of why I'm going for that. And then I'm one of those, I'm really trying to get Swashbuckle to work. I just don't, it's probably not the best spell. I think it has a pretty low win rate based off of the last time I looked, but I'm still going to try to force it in here with this Essence shift build, and it's a good mobility spell as well. So let's see if I can actually make it work. Unfortunately, it puts all of my units into a pretty bad position. They're stacked up, getting hit pretty hard here. And yeah, so far, not going great. I'm pretty much in last place. Looks like there was a DC as well. So yeah, like I said, pretty much in last place here. And I still have IO, have not found a time to reroll yet. But I do find some attack speed for him. So IO is going to have the Bloodlust for some additional attack damage, and then I find Overpower. Overpower is a pretty good spell, definitely for the burst damage. And then I'm going to pick up Sidekick. Sidekick will be helpful for the Luna. That's getting in there and could use some lifesteal with some survivability. There's a good showing of Swashbuckle. It does have potential. It did a lot of good burst damage there. Maybe if it was on a lower cooldown, I'd like it a lot more.
Very efficient.
And leveling up. There's definitely some ultimates that I want to get into play here. So 100% want to level up. Chakram, always a spell that does cost a good amount of mana, and then I need some mobility as well, and Burrow Strike is one of those spells that's great with mobility, and especially once it gets to super. So I'm going to be targeting that heavily to get to super, and of course there it is in the shop again with Glaives of Wisdom, so 100% lock shop there. So I'm going for a lot of spell damage, so probably Dagon, although Witchblade is in play, one of the a newer item, but I'm gonna go ahead, grab Glaives of Wisdom, grab the Dagon. I've got a lot of spell damage that I want to do. And here again, making some tough choices here. I grab Inner Beast because I do want the fast attack speed for the Luna and the fast attack speed for my main carry, which will be the IO build, which I probably won't stick with IO, but sticking for him for now until I find a good time to reroll, which will probably be one of the strategies I do is I don't reroll often until my final units come out, so I have all 5. So getting hit a little bit hard here. I've got Luna, I've got Wraith King on the front line, so might as well grab some backline. So I've got the Chakram, so I'll go ahead and use that. I'm not targeting Essence Shift past level 3. It's really not part of my main build. But there's Pulse Nova. So Pulse Nova is definitely one of those spells that is valuable and that I'm going to target. It costs a lot of mana. And so with Dr. Kleiner, I'm hoping the increase in intelligence to all of my units will give my unit mana, and I don't have to pick up any mana regen spells. Almost there on this one. Let's see if I can close this one out. It's going to be close. Unfortunately, can't do it. So, still struggling here. Again, waiting for that 5th unit to come out, and hopefully my build will come together.
I didn't see that in the budget. Well, no matter.
A lot of good spells here. I'm getting, not getting the max amount of intelligence for sold spells, but I am gaining the intelligence and slowly getting there. Omni Slash will be great on the Luna build, and I really want to target Burrow Strike, although I'd love to get the Blade Fury. So the plan is for the Luna, Swashbuckle in, then Omni Slash, and hopefully be able to do some good damage. Finally win one, which feels like the longest win in a while. And I also find Pierce the Veil. That should work out as my final spell, my final ultimate. So I'll go ahead and put that into play. And more points into Pulse Nova, which should be huge for me too. And Muerta pops up. Muerta, great unit to use with a Glaives of Wisdom build. Obviously perfect for Pierce the Veil, it fits right in. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll reroll IO. So I get IO, reroll to a Magnus. Magnus will go on my front line and be the Pulse Nova unit, so it should be hopefully another damage carry for me. And kind of just need to do a big reshuffle after that. So I haven't gotten a chance to purchase spells yet, so I'll just do that in the middle of the round. Okay, and go ahead to max out the shop here. And of course looking for more points into overpower there. Slowly turning this around. Let's see if I can keep this going. So my Magnus is doing a lot with the Pulse Nova. You can see it's up there with the damage, although it is having some issues with mana still. So that'll be solved throughout the game as we get higher levels and we get more intelligence. Looking to do a little bit of reshuffling here with the Magnus. So shuffling the sidekick around, so Muerta gets buffed with sidekick and gets buffed with the bloodlust, and hopefully that'll help with damage. Yeah, looking much better there. Unfortunately, there's a problem with the reroll mechanics. It can be quite frustrating here, but I'm finding points in Pulse Nova. It's definitely not something that a lot of people target. So it's nice to be able to quickly level that, and if I can get it to the Gaben, there is that Gaben that provides Bloodstone that'll provide a ton of survivability for my Magnus, so something I'm definitely want to target there. And couldn't go on the winning streak, unfortunately. Not the best items for me, so I'll probably just go with the pipe. And a lot of spells here, so this is where you got to make the hard choices here about what you want to do. And what I want to target. I wanted to get the level 6 there, and then Pierce the Veil will be huge. It's one of the best Gabens to get, honestly, in the game. So I went ahead and targeted that, and hopefully I can get more spell immunity through Rage rather than going for Sidekick Super. It was just, you had to make the choice, and that's what I decided to do. So my frontline actually doing really well, providing a lot of space for Muerta. That worked out really well. Muerta was able to do the damage, Burrow Strike, Blink, and of course Swashbuckle. There's a lot of spells getting to the backline and making sure they can't do damage, and then it's just Muerta's job to take care of the frontline. And it's pretty hard for frontliners to get tanky enough to mitigate a lot of the Glaives of Wisdom damage. One of the things that you see I'm doing with Kleiner is I'm leaving a lot of space open for a spell or two. You're going to find a lot of value spells left over that are going to be left in your shop, so knowing which spells to target, and you can pick them up and leave space in your build for them. There we go, finding some more spells that I value, so won't have to sell those. But you can resell here, and of course, know how to buy and sell spells efficiently. And of course, just another value spell for some movement. Always have that option available to fill out your spell deck. This guy has a lot of backline. He got to my Muerta pretty well, so it might not be looking too good for me. And unfortunately, I just didn't kill his backline either, so bit of a rough one for me. I need to protect my Muerta a little bit more, and I need to kill their backline a little bit faster. So, kind of in the middle of the pack here. I am in the top 3, but it's a really tight race. A lot of people on relatively low health here. So I decided to go for the Bloodlust. I did get the Essence Shift stacks, but if I can get Bloodlust to super, maybe I'll just use that instead of the Essence Shift, and I can put another spell there and switch off maybe like Sidekick over to the Luna, so it has some survivability there. Muerta, top of the damage charts. Magnus doing really well, making a lot of space for me, so that's good. And I'm so close there on Pulse Nova. Pretty tight one here as we enter the top 4, still really close, and I've decided I'm just going to pull the trigger and sell Essence Shift, and now this gives me a little bit more room for value spells that I need to pick up, so anytime I have an extra spell I can just do this and throw it on there, and so I have that option on Magnus and the OD. Need to make a decision here. I really like the Wraith pack, so I'm going to go that option. And yeah, almost there because of that. Inner Beast will be huge if I can get that up there. And yeah, rolling along. I haven't really been on a winning streak that much. Rage hasn't been showing up. Really would like to get Pierce the Veil up. And then of course the main target, so close there on Glaives of Wisdom. This Torn Storm has been really difficult for me, but there we go. Magnus does well, and my 2 carries are working out really well. I get Glaives of Wisdom to Gaben. A really great Gaben because now you're going to have bouncing damage. So say if you had a stun in the game as well, it's going to be bouncing that stun and you can be perma-stunning 2 units. But if the opponent is really grouped up, Glaives of Wisdom is going to do a huge amount of damage. So let's see if this could be the game changer I need now that I'm finally on a winning streak.
Oh yeah, that's a given right there.
And there it is. You can see Muerta shooting up to the top of the damage charts with the Gaben Glaives of Wisdom. And now the other key spell of Dr. Kleiner is going to be the Pulse Nova. So now I get Bloodstone at Gaben. So there's going to be a huge amount of survivability for the Magnus. So huge power spike on a winning streak. I just got Glaives of Wisdom to Gaben and I got Pulse Nova to Gaben. So hopefully I'm not losing the rest of the game and I can pull out this win. It took a little while to get this going, and of course relying on Pulse Nova Gaben is not the most ideal thing, but it's working out so far. And yeah, the Magnus' build is just doing too well. There is actually another Bloodstone. I don't know if the Bloodstone's stack or if it's really needed because Magnus is being really survivable. So I might as well get something for the Muerta. So I'll just get the Iascati, additional stats, additional attack damage. Works out relatively well for the most part. So put the Iascati on the Muerta. And yeah, looking at it, we are in first place, top 3. Believe I beat both these guys here, so we're looking pretty good. Dr. Kleiner definitely a late game with 2 spells like this that both got Gabened, targeted them, and was rewarded with the Gabens. See if I can continue this and close it out maybe. Muerta getting targeted. And unfortunately Magnus just didn't survive enough. So big hit. Now we've got all three of us struggling here. Might come down to the next round or two. Inner Fire, I've been kind of ignoring that, but that'll add some additional heals to the Wraith King. He already had the Dagon, so I wasn't targeting it that heavily, especially because I was going after the Pulse Nova, Glaives of Wisdom. There's Overpower. Luckily, this is why you have those value spells, so if you really need it, go ahead and sell value points in something with like Ice Path or Curse Crown that are, you know, just value point stuns, and I get Overpower. So now I'm getting the Bash as well, and that should transfer over when the Glaives of Wisdom bounces. So let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can pull this off. I beat this guy before. Torrent Storm really causing some problems. We can see Magnus is so survivable and is really hard to kill. We're just getting stunned a lot, but boom! Huge hit, and I win that one. Oh, and it looks like the other guy got knocked out. So that'll be game. Hope you enjoyed this Dr. Kleiner game. Showcased the power of Glaives of Wisdom and Pulse Nova. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.